and on and on. But in the meantime, over in Murrieta, California, the good folks of the city decided to show up and protest children fleeing violence in Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras, where literally death squads are running around killing people. This the legacy of Ollie North's activities down in that region back during the Reagan administration. You know, propping up right-wing death squads. They're back. And in the same area. The same people or their, the next generation. And for some reason, David Gregory had Jay Johnson, the head of Homeland Security, on this weekend, and he said, isn't this Obama's fault? And Jay Johnson said, no, you've got death squads going on down there. I mean, you've got children fleeing. This is a humanitarian crisis. And they're not just fleeing to the United States. They're fleeing to Mexico. They're fleeing to Brazil. They're fleeing all over. And David Gregory acted like he didn't even hear it. So, anyhow, S.C. Sherman is on the line with us. He's a columnist with thedailysurge.com about politics and culture. His website, S.C. Sherman, S.C. as in the initials, Sherman, SHERMAN.com, is about the novels he's written, including Leaving Southfields, which won the Best Christian Historical of 2007. And he's the author of a whole bunch of different books. S.C., welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Your most recent book is Mercy Shot. So, do you really think we should be sending riot squads into, to deal with people fleeing a humanitarian crisis?
Not necessarily, no. I think the riot squads were sent in against the people that were protesting more than against the children themselves.
Well, do you think we should be protesting children coming into this country fleeing death squads?
No, I don't know. There's a lot of argument that they have a terrible situation that they're in. If I was living in a place that had death squads, I'm sure I'd be fleeing too with my children, or the children, or you just get them out. From what I've learned and studied on these, people coming across, I personally don't have any doubt that I would feel the same way, and they would come after it. I just have some differences on how we should run our country, but yeah, no, they're in a bad spot. Those places are getting more and more violent every day. It's just horrifying when you see what they're going through down there.
Yeah, and frankly, our State Department is, in my opinion, is not helping a great deal.
Yeah.
And we haven't been since the 80s. But my understanding was that over at your blog that you've been basically supportive of the Murrieta protesters and dismissive of the Obama administration. Why? How?
How and why? I would be dismissive of I just cannot understand why we can't all get behind controlling the border. I don't think we should turn away these children, but they can't just be flooding across the border freely. We're like the only country that allows this to happen at all. I mean, you can't get across Canada's border like this if anyone wanted to, but
actually, you can easily get across Canada's border. I used to live in Vermont. We used to drive up and drive across the Canadian border all the time. I mean, there's all kinds of rural areas where there's no checkpoints whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen anybody get across in Minnesota real easily. So
see, here's the thing. Spot. In the United States, we've had this border with Mexico since we fought the Mexican-American War, since President Polk did in the 1840s over the loud objections of Abraham Lincoln. And that border has always been wide open. And we tried to, and people would come north during the picking season, principally to California, typically about 1 million people a year by the 1960s. And they would come north and they would pick, and then they would go back south because they wanted to go home. And so we tried to regulate this with the Bracero program in the 60s, where we issued basically kind of, 6-month green cards to people. But the problem was that the employers were using their ability to throw people out of the Bracero program as a way to threaten these immigrants, saying, I'll say that you're not a good employee and you'll lose your ability to be here, which is their ability to make a living for their family, take money back and feed their family for literally a couple of years from one season. And so the Bracero program was ended in the 70s because it was just really so, racist and dysfunctional. And Reagan did a fairly decent comprehensive immigration reform. The problem was that in '86, after Reagan did that, he stopped explicitly. stopped enforcing the laws against mostly white, mostly rich employers in the United States who had been hiring people who were not in this country legally. Prior to 1986, one of the best industries that you could get into in the United States for a U.S. citizen was meatpacking or construction, because meatpacking was paying $30 and $40 an hour in today's dollars because they were good union jobs, and construction was paying anywhere from $25 to $50 an hour in today's dollars because they were good union jobs. And now in both of those industries, they're filled with people who are illegal immigrants, who are here without documentation. And the reason why is because the Reagan administration made this intentional effort. We're not going to, like Eisenhower had, literally, and like Kennedy did and Johnson did, we're not going to throw any more white, rich employers in jail, period. And so what that did was it created this giant magnet. Hey, there's jobs up north, and the administration's not prosecuting, the employers. And so 11 million people came up here for jobs. Why don't, it seems to me that we have an illegal employer problem, not an illegal immigrant problem. And if we started throwing some rich white guys in jail for hiring people who are here illegally, that this problem would vanish really, really quickly.
Yeah, if they're hiring illegal immigrants, then they're part of the problem, definitely. But we definitely have a magnet problem, and it's, the word out that the children are going to get amnesty is the word through all the countries. Mexico,
well, those countries. I mean, Joe Biden went down there a couple of weeks ago, and they're actually, we are paying for television ads. Yeah. Where the local politicians are saying, the DREAM program is only for people who were in the United States before 2011. There is, which Jay Johnson said on Meet the Press this weekend, and there is no such thing. If somebody's, there's this organized crime group that's, people smuggling that is promoting this. They're lying, and they're telling their people this. What else are we supposed to do?
Well,
I mean, if you build a 12-foot wall, you're just creating an industry for 13-foot fences.
Yeah, well, fences, drones, whatever it takes to lock this border, it has to be locked down. We don't know that it's just Central American guys that need a better life coming across. We have no. That's
the vast majority of the children. It's well over 80% of these children are from Central America. They've traveled all the way through Mexico. 1,000 miles.
I understand that, and it's why wouldn't they? And that's your point, and I would maybe agree with you on that point. But not knowing who's coming across our border is insane. There could be out of the 20% we don't know who they are. They're a combination of.
I just don't see it as a big deal. I mean, the guys who did 9/11 came in on tourist visas.
The guy who doesn't have pot in his backpack. What if he's got a nuclear weapon back there? I mean,
well, yeah, like I said, the guys who did 9/11 came in on tourist visas. People, bad guys can get in this country really easily. All they have to do is get a tourist visa.
Open border. Especially with the open border, they can get in easily.
Well, but, we've got an open border with Canada. No Canadians are trying to come here because they have a higher standard of living than we do.
Well, we can worry about the Canadians coming south after we secure the southern border. That's the one that's being overrun right now.
All right. See, SC Sherman, you can read all about it over at sherman.com. Good talking to you, SC.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks for dropping by. We'll be back.